Hello guys and welcome to episode 16 of the Wilderness Only Ironman. Let's kick things off with our jailbird Krystilla and see what she's going to give us. It's going to be 79 scorpions. Okie dokie then. I suppose the only thing to do for this is kill a few scorpia. If you remember at the end of the last episode we did manage to get a few scorpia kills. But first of all we're going to have to get off to Aviances in order to get ourselves some more potions and then go back to scorpia. Something else I'm also going to be unlocking is Watch the Birdie. Again, it just says Konar, Doradel, and Neve and Cheldar can assign Aviancy tasks, but I'm hoping it also applies to Krystilla, but we shall soon see. So that was a really successful haul up at the Aviances, actually more successful than I thought it would be. We got 2 economical keys, which is 120k. Raw cash, we've got some herbs, we've got loads of these rune pea daggers, we've got some anti-poisons, and the anti-poison and the rune peas are in here. So yeah, just all in all really nice. We've also got 76 adamant bars, so when we're able to, that's going to be 760 bolts. It's actually going to be harder to come by the feathers than it is the bolts now, which is quite nice to know, because it means I can use the surplus bars on adamant items and make some cash. Newly acquired anti-poisons, it's time to head back up to Scorpia and do some Scorpia kills for this Scorpions task. First Scorpia kill coming in. What are we going to receive, Scorpia? Give us something nice. Be kind, 260 XP. That's pretty nice. And it's going to be some emeralds and sapphires. That's actually really useful. Next kills a rune 2/8 sword. I need to work out whether that or the rune warhammer is going to be better for Vetion. And our final Scorpia kill of this trip is going to be another rune 2H. We did get a shark before, but we did eat it. Having started a new trip up at Scorpia, we did unfortunately get attacked by this lad, and he called in a friend of his who were both looking very swaggy, I must say, in their infinity hats. I do like myself an infinity hat, but unfortunately Scorpia is incredibly hard to get away from. I'm not really sure why I ran west, because I actually didn't have a lockpick, so I pretty much wouldn't have got away anyway. Even with a lockpick I wouldn't have got away. The damage output was just too much, considering I don't have things like brews. You know, they had god swords, ballistas and stuff like that. 2-on-1 without any brews, with that sort of gear. It was never going to end well for good old Wildanator. I dropped the GF because, yeah, I just know that I'm going down. There's no way of surviving that one, unfortunately. It happened, you know, it is the wilderness, and yeah, GF boys, and grats on the kill. And unfortunately we just died again by the same boys, so it seems they're just hopping worlds and attacking anybody at Scorpia. So I'm going to leave Scorpia there for now, because I don't want to keep burning through runes and supplies just to simply die, so we're just going to finish off the rest of the Scorpion's task normally. That is the Scorpion's task finished up now. One of the nice things about unlocking the Ferox Enclave respawn point is to be able to get to Krystilla more efficiently. I can just die on certain tasks if I don't need many supplies and things like that, which is what I tend to do when I'm up in Deep Wilderness. Come and kill me, Chaos Ellie. Our next assignment is Chaos Druids, and that gives us another chance at the Elder Chaos Robes. Whilst I was up at the Chaos Elder Druids, we did actually get attacked by this chap, and as you can see, he calls in his mate. So yeah, I thought 2-on-1 I had a bit of a chance, but then a third one comes in, and from this point, these boys just keep multiplying. There's like a 4th, a 5th, maybe even a 6th, but yeah, they called in the absolute cavalry, so I thought at this point there was probably no escape, as I was TB'd, and unfortunately there wasn't. But I thought fair play to the lads until they dropped the die bitch, and I can see why they did that after that absolutely phenomenal PK. I have absolutely no idea how this has worked, but I saw that I got a grave stone thing, which normally means that the PKs don't get the drop, so for whatever reason it counted as a PVM death. Don't really know why that was. I did take off Prey Mage, but they definitely didn't do more damage than the PKs. Unless did they? But they did drop the die bitch, so yeah, how about that for karma? Elder's task finished up, and we are still awaiting our first piece of that, so hopefully we'll get that at some point. And we just got a task of 115 Hellhounds. That isn't something that I'll be doing now, but yeah, hopefully we can get a few Laren's keys when we do that one. I've decided it's not peak time, that I was going to do a couple of revs. I just did a very small trip up there, because I got attacked quite quickly, but this is some of the loot that I got, so let's head back up and see if we get a few more pieces. Another relatively small trip, just because there is actually so many PKs out at the moment. It's so hard there, it's so difficult, but it's kind of interesting because it's so challenging to just stay alive and stay hidden there. So yeah, a couple more loots coming in. 76 range whilst on the Hellhounds task. That is our Hellhounds task finished up, and unfortunately no Laren's keys. So that's 2 tasks dry of Laren's key on the Hellhounds now. We don't get any of the drops. Next from Krystilla is going to be 105 lesser demons. Decided to come and do a little bit of agility, because I do really want to work on the 89 for the Revenant shortcut eventually. That's a very long term goal, but a little bit of a closer goal is the 75 agility, and that helps me get away near the Impling and the Goblin that I can currently kill. 62 agility. I did just miss it, but as you can see, 63. Coming in now with 64. And there we have 65 agility, and that is where we're going to leave it for now, because we can use the basic Revenant Cave easy jump. It's not the most useful, but it is an unlock for us, and it is getting those agility levels slightly up there for the higher ones within the Revenant Caves. So we're going to go do ourselves a Lesser Demons task now, and this is the first proper time that we get to use our epic Draconic Legs. And with the kill of this Lesser Demon, that is going to be the task over. Unfortunately, unless we get a Laren's Key from this one, we didn't get any Laren's Keys this task. We are a little bit dry. As you can see with melee, this is absolutely not the quickest task, but I do need to get those melees up, and I have got myself from 52 to 55 attack on this task. And I've just suddenly realised I didn't get the thing in the chat box, so I haven't completed the task. So Runelight, you lied to me. Okay, so now the task is actually finished. Krystilla, what is our next task going to be? It's going to be 100 Earth Warriors, and that's another melee task. Before we went on to the Earth Warriors, we decided to do a cheeky little trip up at the Revenants, and we got a couple of goodies before getting attacked, but we got away with some bars and some nice runes and things like that. And something else I'm just going to want to do from Krystilla is buy myself more of these. It seems like a really strange way to spend Slayer points, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, no, that's so many Slayer points for something that's so easy to get on a normal account. However, for me, it's absolutely worth it. I get tons of Slayer points anyway, and I've got nothing else to spend them on, so goodbye 350 points. So on our next trip we actually managed to get ourselves an Ancient Token. I'm not sure how to feel about this one because I wasn't skulled, and 99% of the time I am. I hadn't managed to get a skull yet. Normally I just attack somebody, so I wonder if I was skulled, would have I managed to get that, or would have it just been a case of I wouldn't have got anything. Either way, I'm not going to scoff at 1 mil, and it was the first drop we literally got up there. Fortunately, whilst up at the res, we did just die, and the frustrating thing about it is I actually had quite a good lot of good loot on me, unfortunately. I should have probably banked, but you know, you get a little greedy sometimes, so we did die. So I think I'm just going to leave revs for the minute, because I really don't feel like heading back there after spending a couple of hours just to die. So we're going to get on with our Slayer task. It doesn't matter too much, it's the wilderness, it happens. Let's crack on with some Slayer. That is the Earth Warriors task finished up, and that's 82 in a row. We also got ourselves 75 HP, which is actually quite high for the combat stats, and the next assignment is going to be 102 mammoths. Okay, awesome, that's one we haven't had yet. Okay, so whilst killing mammoths, we just got ourselves a rune battle axe, which I'm almost certain isn't on the drop table, so that must be a rare drop table drop, I think, and that could potentially be our best crush weapon. I need to double check that. That is the Mammoth's task finished up, and it turns out that the rune Warhammer does actually have a better crush, although the Battle Axe has a better strength, so we'll see, we'll test that out when we get to Vetion. Oh, Crazed Archaeologist, so we can get boss tasks, even though it says that you can't be assigned them from Krystilla. So Crazed Archaeologist, I need power rammies all the time, because I die all the time. It's a good fun task, we're just going to absolutely smash out 35 of them. So before we go up to the Crazed Archaeologist, I purchased myself a little summit from the Last Man Standing. This cost me 13 Last Man Standing points, and it's a lava staff upgrade. Someone in the comments said that I should get it. I don't actually know what it makes my lava staff look like, because I've never actually put one on there, but let's see. And great, I've just turned my staff into a paintbrush. Absolutely brilliant. What does it look like when I've equipped it? Okay, that's pretty cool. I think I actually do prefer that. Yeah, okay, cool. So there we have an upgraded lava staff. As you can see from the chat box, but unfortunately turning our prayer off did close it. We've got ourselves 69 Slayer, and that just about finishes up this first trip. That was a very lucrative first trip, because we've got lots of nice little things in the bag. Well, I'll say lots of nice things. We did get some good loot, but nothing overly youthful. We've done over half in one trip, so we should finish it up next trip. So far, no power armies, which is a bit unfortunate, and the other shard that we need, we also haven't got. So let's see if we can get a little luckier on our next trip. And this is going to be the final kill of the task, so let's see what we get off this one. We got 5,275 XP. Oh, because of the point boost, it must have been. I'm not sure if you finish a boss Slayer task, but yeah, that's a really nice amount of Slayer XP and 150 cannonballs. So I just looked it up, and something I didn't actually realise is when you finish a boss task, you get a bonus 5,000 Slayer XP. So if I was just to pick 3, that could be some quite quick Slayer XP, but nevertheless, not going to snuff at an extra 5k. So our next assignment from Krystilla is going to be 79 spiders. That's going to be a super quick one. In fact, actually, I'm going to really risk this, and I'm going to try Wildanator. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try Wildanator. And the loot in the looting bag is 167k, and we did get some power armies, so not too bad. So this is the setup we're going to be going for Wildanator. The hat and the cape is just for some magic defense. This is very risky because I'm trying it on a Saturday morning, but we shall see. This is obviously for the range bonus and this is for the prayer bonus. We're going to be using the rune arrows because of the attack speed of the magic short bow. That would be the easier lure if I can kill it with this setup. If not, what we can do is try and get some dragonstone bolts maybe and try a different setup, although that would take longer and will be slightly harder. But let's see how it goes. And there we have it, guys, our first ever Wildanator kill. We actually got 2 kills. We did have to bank in between the first kill just because the spider got de-aggroed by someone else, but that does not matter. We've got our first 2 kills. And whilst when the setup is done, it's not a particularly hard boss to kill, it does show the progression of the account and just how far it has come, only using items and gaining levels within the wilderness, that we can now kill one of the hardest wilderness bosses. In terms of the 3 bigger bosses, it is the easiest of the 3, but that is still an amazing achievement and something I'm really chuffed with. And yeah, some actually quite rare drops in the longbone and the clue elite, so hopefully a good omen to come for good drops. Something I'm sure I'm going to get asked is the lure. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube, so you can have a look at that. There is some other lures that you can use, but that is the easiest to keep Wildanator in the spot and set up. However, I do have to keep my Protect Magic on all the time, so I will be rattling through Blighted Super restores. You do also have to have a quick weapon, like a short bow, crossbow, knife, something like that, so I wouldn't be able to use a rune crossbow. And finally, I wouldn't be able to use my my special attack on the magic short bow because it would act as a non-hit, and the second that you're not completely in aggro with the spider, it will de-aggro you and it will use its melee. That's why I need to keep my Protect Mage up, so it keeps using mage rather than using melee. I think now we have got a kill with the rune arrows. We're actually going to try the adamant arrows because we do rattle through about 300 arrows per kill. So unless I'm using 900 or more adamant arrows, it's going to be more efficient to be doing it with adamant arrows in terms of LMS points. So that third kill, even though I was using rune arrows, was actually much slower than the other 2, even the one with addy arrows. So I'm going to try new lure because I'm just going through so many arrows each time that I'd have to play so much last man standing. As you can see, I have 124 points and only 2 wins, so I'm not the best at it. So the points don't come that quickly for me. I do just play it. I do try and do an hour here and an hour there, so I've constantly got points ticking over for supplies. But the new lure I'm going to be using, I can almost definitely telegrab my ammo, which I can't do on the old lure, and I might even be able to pick it up without telegrabbing. So we're going to try the new lure. The problem with the new lure is you'll absolutely take damage setting it up. It takes a little bit longer to set it up and it's a little bit more difficult, but if we're using less ammunition every time and we can use a crossbow, that might be the one to go for. So let's spend 20 of our hard-earned points on ammunition, and that's going to give us 400 bolts. Okay, so with those Wildanator kills, I feel like that's a really nice place to be wrapping up this episode, and you can absolutely expect some more boss kills in the next episode. As you can see from our goals list, the Wildanator kill is now in green, and we got 4 of them. No fantastic loot, but the important thing is knowing that we can kill her. I'll certainly need to do some more testing in the future, but I do think Points per hour wise, it's going to be best to go with the adamant arrows and just take slightly longer per kill. The dragon bolt method took a really long time, and you'll notice in that last clip, so long that she actually despawned. I think per each kill, in terms of points to get the supplies and the actual kills, it's going to be taking about half an hour or more, because it takes a little while to get the points, and then each kill is about 15 minutes. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I absolutely had fun making it, and until next time guys, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.